Obviously, since we sell side beneath,
Yeah,
you really want to take it, but
it's missed sell side by 3/4 of a point. So 3/4 of a handle.
On
I
the
don't actually.
micro
I keep forgetting
contracts,
it's.
they hit it.
Yeah, but that's the micros though.
Yeah.
all right. Is there any questions I missed so far? If you're wondering anything, just ask me. Again, so obviously right now there's not really much to say besides we have a ton of momentum towards this low. It's an obvious low on the 4-hour chart. We came a tick away from it, so it should be hit. And until that's hit, I mean, I'm really not looking for a setup. So I'm gonna have this kind of 2-minute marked out, but if we inverse it, it wouldn't make sense to take because we have sell side. Now, here's the thing. We have seen these work before where we have not hit sell side and this will work. So it's not a setup I never take. It would be like a C setup. So this will work occasionally. But at the end of the day, I would rather have the sell side hit. So I would rate this like a C setup. It's not like an F setup where I would just never take it, but it honestly depends. Like if we got a giant momentum candle here, like maybe, but so again, what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna trade this on the screen because again, obvious reasons, but this is a C setup. And what I'm gonna say is I'm not taking the trade because we have sell side beneath, but you may still see it work. So I really hope it does fail. I hate when I call out these setups and I'd be like, well, this is a setup. It's bad because we sell side. And I hate when it works because you guys don't gonna actually learn anything. But just know you sell side below. And even though you may see this work, I hope it doesn't because we sell side below. And inversions do not matter without a bias. Okay. And the bias right now is we're gonna go hit the sell side. So you just there's no way of telling, okay, we're gonna go up here. I want to see us hit the sell side here, so I'm really hoping this does fail. Just so because it's again trying to teach you guys not to take an inversion when we're came a tick within sell side. These are just not. This is not a good inversion. Now, what would the rating of the setup be if we took the sell side first? Yeah, it'd probably be an A+ setup. But right now it's kind of just like a C setup where we have seen this work before. It has worked in the past, but we know it's not a high win rate because we sell side beneath. So, just there's that. So, and the fail would be if we close back below. So I'm hoping the candle closes back below to kind of show you guys that it's not really a good setup. What do you mean by that, Ian? Yes, it is Zoro, but sell side's more important here, and this is a major sell side. Why rate is so high even though it's not high, it's a Oh, I get what you mean. It's because of this. It's because we have an obvious internal high up here. See that? Usually it's the only so I always say for anyone confused, that first inverse we get before like a 1,000,000 point move down is usually bad. However, this one actually was like be a better one because we kind of left an obvious internal high here. Does that make sense? If this wasn't here, then I wouldn't even talk about this. But it's kind of because we left an internal high here, which allows us to move south of break even. It gives us 20 points. So again, unfortunately, the setup is working. I just did not want to see that happen. I hope it fails still, but let's say you did long it. Would have been a break even trade. Why would it be a break even trade? Yeah, because we made a new internal high and we hit it. So if you did take it, it would have been a break even trade anyways. Okay, this is a good sign. This is what I want to see. Now, there's a little tiny volume imbalance right here, so I want to see price kind of close below that, which should shoot us down to the sell side. There's not, so MNQ is just a smaller contract. If you're doing analysis, do analysis on NQ because it's where all the volume is. So I'll taper you this 30-second. Again, I just want to see us punch to sell side here. You got a little 30-second fair value gap, so I want to see us close under this. Yes, VF, especially if we get a long setup after this. Alright, so there's a close. Again, not a good short, just because we're so low. It's just more of a tape read. Again, this is an F setup. I would never even short this. We're just too low here, but it's something I would want to see hold. And it's kind of like a reclaimed inverse as well, so it kind of lines up nicely with, we inverse this, but then we just came right back down. So, and you should see price run this. Okay, so there it is. So there's sell side. So now I'd be more comfortable taking a long if we got it. And what I want to watch here is kind of how do we kind of react to the sell side? Are we gonna really heavily displace below it, or is there gonna be a potential long setup? So if we get a potential long setup, but maybe be this 2-minute inversion. And again, why is this a good sell side level as well? For anyone wondering. Yeah, because it's a low inside of fair value gap. So if we did get a long here, what would the long really be targeting? Yeah, probably just a 50% retrace because overall this still looks pretty bearish. It still looks like a market maker sell model. I mean, if we did get along here, it'd probably not be like a big long. So I would consider this an A+ setup. And I'll paper trade it. Paper trade all week. So only if we get a close above, then your break even would be here, and I'd really only want to target like here, and then maybe hold a runner to like the 50%. So 50% from this morning would be through this from here to here. So 50% would be 17,625.75. So John, I'm paper trading all week until I can get my LLC underway. So ideally, the play would kind of look like this if we got it. Welcome, Joel Alma. Hovers. I don't know how to say your name. Now again, if we don't get a long set up here and we just kind of shoot right down here with a high momentum candle, what does that probably mean? Yeah, probably means we're just not going to get along, which is fine because we're not going to lose. And it probably means we're just going to dump right to the sell side without offering a 50% retracement. So again, see how I'm kind of reacting in live time? Like if we don't get it, we don't get it. But if we do, we do, you know. Again, my overall bias is still bearish, guys. Again, this long would just kind of be to the 50% of the range. So Supreme, what's up? This is Trading View Nix. I'm paper trading because I'm trying to get, it's just legal issues is going on right now. I need to make sure I can protect myself. The problem is my disclaimer is being made right now, Pete, man. Can't do that yet. Again, what kind of candle would be, what would make this the best possible setup here? Not even an OB. I mean, yes, an OB, but yeah, a really high momentum candle right here. Like if we just got one singular candle that kind of shot up like this, I mean, that would be a good setup. If we kind of just slowly kind of go through, it's like, it's okay, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like how many times have you not expected to take a setup, but then all of a sudden we get a monster candle and then you're like, oh yeah, this actually does look good. So I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but I guarantee you there's times where even in like the PM session chat, I've seen you guys, you're kind of like, oh, this is a mid-tier setup. But then we get a monster candle. It's like, okay, I'm taking it, you know. Yes, Miner, even though we're kind of bearish here, we want to see a 50% retrace for a higher short. Allows us to kind of take a long here if we get it. Does that make sense? So what we want to see is something like this. Because again, we want to see premium before we go back to sell side. And again, you got to realize, even if we do hit this 50% and don't get a short, does that really matter? No, because we're not. I mean, we're looking for a long right now, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, the 3 minutes just not obvious. The 2 minutes a lot more obvious. See that, Khaled? ES does have equal lows, which is fine. And remember, on ES, I don't really care about the equal lows and equal highs too much. Just remember that. They're just not important because there's like no volume on this. I mean, Payout, I'll take whatever one inverse is first. So if I'm looking to take an inverse and it's the same one, the 3 or 2. If I'm really confident bias, I'll just take whatever inverse is first because I'm confident bias. If I have no idea what the bias is, then I'll wait for both, you know. Well, right now it's Supreme. That's why I'm trying to do it now. So. Again, doesn't look like we're not really getting that like kind of momentum, right? When you see a good inversion, you want to see one candle down and then like in 2 or 3 candles just shoot right back up, and we're not really seeing that right now. So again, looks like we may not get this play, which is fine. But it doesn't really matter because we're not gonna. It's not like we're gonna take a loss. But we're just gonna wait and watch it hit sell side most likely. And I'm just gonna delete this this premium discount because when we make a new low, you just gotta keep moving discount down. So at that point, it doesn't really matter. I have the premium plan. Yeah, it does, Andy. As long as NQ took the low and ES didn't, and ES technically didn't take the low, so. Would I flip the switch and short this if it is not giving the signal? No. I'm not shorting down here. Again, remember, the bias is short right now. You have to understand the bias is short. This is sell side. But when you're taking count premium discount, we're weighing discount. We don't want to short down here. Makes sense? You don't want to short this low, even though you may still be bearish. It's too risky. Oh, again, just waiting. You can for an eval account, Harvey. And again, how do I know we're actually in discount? Well, look where we are relative to the range. We're just so low. I mean, if I draw a fib from this low to this high, right, we're just way into discount. Even in the higher time frames. Not even the lower, like the lower time frames are way in discount, but even the higher time frame here. I mean, we're way into this 50%, so it's just really risky shorting. So, again, looks like we're just going to shoot to the sell side, but if somehow we got a miracle and a long did happen, I would take it because I know we are a discount. So, just going to wait. Again, there's a lot of times where I won't even like want to take a setup, and then all of a sudden we get like a monster candle over this, and it's just like, yo, okay, I'm changing my mind. Right? Obviously, it's not a high chance of that happening, but it's like, okay, just be ready if we do get like a giant king candle here. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking it, you know. So. Also, if we did get the monster king candle, this would also be your kind of this would be an order block as well. So obviously at the moment it's not an order block, but your CISD as well. Yep. An OB is when we get a series of down close candles before an up move. So if we got a big up move here and kind of violated these 2 down candles, it would be an OB. It's kind of like a bullish engulfing, but it's like a more technical. And I have videos on my YouTube about OBs. We should keep going for buy set for gold. I already alerted this the other day in chat. And I'll go over CL real quick. CL. So CL right now is just very, very choppy. On CL right now, you can clearly see we're entering a lot of liquidity here. So I'll literally just keep looking for longs every single time you retrace. And it's just because we're engineering so many stop losses above us. So I'm just gonna kind of mark out the PD raise and see if we get any good longs. No OB front Q, obviously. Does not look like we're gonna get the long setup, which is fine. We're probably just gonna shoot down low. Not really anywhere to get in because we're discount for this level. I'd probably rate this a B setup right here. Just because a lot of times you will see. But I think PM will be better. No, dude, AM's been really good so far. There's been nothing wrong with AM. Are you talking in terms of AM's bad? This is really good. We're not chopping at all. We're kind of just trending. So again, I'd rate this a B setup. Because a lot of times you will still see this work to the internal high. So and again, it's kind of a singular fair value gap. We got our manipulation leg. It would be A plus if we took more sell side setup. Yeah, Krish. I mean, I think we will. Again, I've just been following the theme. PM's been really good lately, so. Okay, so move your stop break even here, all right? And see if we go any farther, but stop the break even there. That's only wow, that is 10. That's 8 points. So if we hit here, I would maybe scale for 10 points. Again, like I said, big momentum candle. It's a B setup. A lot of times these will work to the internal high. They won't be huge plays, but they're little quick scalps you put in. So I would scale half there. How are you? Just because, again, 10 points is 10 points, especially when the bias is bearish. And then final runners up full till here. And I'll hold one more runner till up here. Top should be break even. No, 2-minute long is not good anymore. You should have taken the 30-second if you were to take anything. I mean, this is still a B setup. This is a B setup, and this is a B setup. If you're looking to take the 2-minute long, there's no reason why you should not have taken this long. Stop to break even. About to be. Again, if it were me, an hour, like, what I do is I scale everything here, and you're probably like, well, why do I scale everything here? Because I think the bias is bearish. So why would I not scale everything there for 10? Just, I don't know. That's what I do. If I really had conviction in us going up here, I would hold, but How many people took that? Like I said, it's not a bad play. You're gonna see it work to internal liquidity a lot. And if you took that, you could probably be done for the day. I mean, if you wanted, up to you. So this would be another B setup, and it's just because of how low we are. But yeah, it would be valid. Goes below, stop would. Then you turn. And we're just so low. There's no this work. If this happened at like the 50% level, then yeah, this would be an A+ setup. But we're just so low right now. No, the 2 minutes valid still. The 2 minutes still valid. It's just it's a B setup. I'll take it on the screen if we get it. We'll put in an OB and get it. Yeah, I mean, again, we're way in discount right now. If you draw a fib from this low to this high, and this is why you need to watch my YouTube before you join my stream. So we're way under this 0.5, which means we're way in discount, which means shorting down here is very risky. You want to short above the 0.5. Again, this is probably a 2022 model, but I still think the bias is bearish, so it's not someone I'd ever take. I'm wondering, is anyone anticipating taking this if it is inversed? Okay. And if you really think we're going to hit this low, then I would take this. Okay. As long as you have conviction. Just know that we're really, really low and just, I don't know, it's not the smartest, but it's a B setup. It's not a setup I never take. That's the important part. It's a B setup. It's like one of those setups I'd take on eval every time. And the nice thing about this is it's a really small stop. So about a 10-point stop. Oh, wow. Never mind. This is about a 15-point stop. But see. Okay. So if it were me, I'd probably be in here just because of momentum. Looks like the candles should close below. Okay, so there's a close below. So again, if you are taking this, what would the stop loss be, and when would you move your stop to break even? Let's see some answers. Yep. So if we hit this, you'd move stop break even, and the stop would be closed back above. So who's in this? Type 1 for accountability purposes. All right. So if it's a loss and ask who's in it, you better say 1 again. So I actually want to get one of your guys' perspectives. So someone who is in this, I'm just curious, what is your thought process of why you're shorting this away in discount? I want to know what you guys think. Because I would never short this. I'm just wondering, like, what is going through your head? So let's ask Chords. Chords, is there, like, what goes to your head? Why do you want to short this low? I'm just wondering. Okay. Interesting answer. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This is never a setup I take. I'm just wondering, like, kind of what goes through your heads. I mean, we're just so far in discount. This is hit or miss setup, which is why it's a B setup. Again, if we got this setup, let's say we got this signature in price, but it was up here. What would the setup rating go from? What would the setup rating be here? Yeah, it would be a much better setup if we got this exact signature in price you're looking at right now. It would be a much better setup if we got it here. Unfortunately, right now it's so mid because we're just so low. So it's a B setup. Right? You guys have seen these setups work, right? How many times have you guys seen a setup like this work? Quite a bit, right? Does it have the highest win rate? No, but they still work. That's why it's a B setup. It's not like it's a setup I never take, you know. So the new stop to break even would be if we hit this low here. Okay, so there'd be the stop to break even, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be. You could do your stop to break even here, but that's what I do. I do my stop to break even here. So would have been a break even trade for me. And I'll still tape read it. I mean, some people they put their stop to break even low day. I mean, it's just whatever you're comfortable with. And it also depends on, like, okay, how much conviction do I really have in going this low? If you have a lot of conviction, then I wouldn't move to stop the break even there. But here, definitely, sometimes it really just depends on your conviction. So. So again, I try so many people in so many different circumstances. Like, some people probably got stopped there. Some people probably scaled for 10 points. Some people are holding a stop rate. Like, I don't even know. Hey, let's go, Jerry. $2. Again, if we randomly, so let's say I'm gonna give you guys a scenario here. All right, this is gonna be an acting role, so I'm gonna be acting. Ready? All right, I'm super bearish. I really think we're gonna go hit the sell side. All right, now let's say giant green candle appears right now, and we close just above it, and I'm super bearish. Would you take this? Yes, I would. Why though? Why would I take that even though I may be super bearish here? Because it's new info. It's like new data. It's like, okay, I may be super bearish, but we get a monster candle inverse saying what? This order block, and this trivial I get. That's 3 PD arrays violating one candle. So it's just something just to keep in our back of your head just in case, right? All right. You're probably wondering about this setup. I'd probably give this a B plus setup, not because of the win rate, but because the risk reward here is actually pretty good. So it'd be like a B setup. If we close way up here, then obviously it win it. But if it would probably be a B plus setup if we close above here, because the risk on this is actually pretty good, and we swept low day. Again, it would not be an A setup because, again, bias is to the sell side, but it's still something that you will still see work occasionally. So. Again, doesn't even look like it wants to inverse anyways, but let's say it did inverse. Well, I'd give it like a B plus because, yeah, it's kind of against the bias here, but the risk is good enough on it to where I've seen this work many times before where it's not terrible. So. Well, it's kind of it's offering lower entries email. So when price trades away from this 2 minute right here and offers me a 1 minute, and after sweeping a low day, this is kind of the new one that you could take. So just put in a 1 minute order block here. Again, not really telling us anything. It's way in discount, so doesn't really hold that much weight, but again, ES is not really helping me here. Again, ES does not help me at all here, so. Yep, exactly where I have marked Gator. Okay, so nice displacement there. Let's see if we put in a fair value gap here. It should deliver us right to this low. And then once we hit this low, what are we gonna look for? Yeah, I would only look for longs here. I would not even think about taking a single short. I mean, right now you're kind of seeing me rate this a B setup, and you're probably like, "Well, why is this B setup or so low?" Because it's still a setup that'll work if the bias is right. It's just not the smartest setup in the world to take. Now, when we hit the sell side, and if we got this signature price, and it was down here, I would rate that an F set. I would just never take that ever. We're just way too much, way too low. So. Yeah, just some experience minor. So this fair value gap should hold now. Because it's kind of a little. And again, even if it doesn't hold, does it matter if this truly holds or not? I could say, oh, this fair value gap's gonna hold. Does it matter? Does me saying that matter at all? Yeah, not at all. Because why would you short that? You just won it. We're not in a trade. It's not like we're in a trade. Like, no. It's just something that usually will hold because, okay, we just kind of broke out after getting this little OB, which would also be technically a chain to say delivery because we high at the same time. And again, we still got 4 hour sell side beneath. So, I want to see us kind of punch through it. It's funny because a lot of people DM me, they're like, "Oh, you were wrong about this fair value gap holding." It doesn't matter because this is not a trade entry we take. It has nothing to do with what we kind of are looking for. What would this setup be rated right here if we got it? Yeah, I'd give it another B setup. Maybe B minus because of how close we are now. But yeah, you'll see this work sometimes. Won't work every time. It won't have like a 90% win rate, but it will do some damage occasionally. So I'll tape read it. Okay, so B setup right there. There's your entry. Stop to break even would be right here. And you just target the high of this Who's in this play so he can take accountability if it loses? Okay. So I'm wondering, what is going through your mind of you taking a play like this with sell side right beneath? Can someone answer, please? I'm just generally wondering. I'm not trying to make fun of you guys or anything, but RR. Okay, that was a good answer. Mr. Krabs. Yep, I agree, machine. It's just not something I take. Now, would I take this if we swept this out? What if we got this? Would I be in this right now? Yes, I would. It's not meet my criteria here. Nothing I can do. I'll just watch it. I'll watch it play out. And this will work a decent amount. Just does not have like a 80 million% win rate. I would say its win rate on a play like this is probably 60%. In the back of my mind, I'm like, what do you guys think I'm saying in the back of my mind? Please fail. Yeah, I want to teach you guys a lesson that, I mean, yes, this is a B setup. It's just we have sell side here, and you don't want to look at the market in terms of liquidity, or you don't want to look at the market in terms of inversions. You want to look at the market in terms of liquidity. Right? I love this LRLR. I know people keep pointing this out. I love it, but I would rather see sell side than take out the LRLR. Now, here's what I'll say about the setup. If we get a candle close above this, do you think this is going to work? Yeah, I think that'll, if we get an OB here, this down close candle, if we close above this should work. Only if this candle right here, this 1037 candle, or the 1038 candle closes above this down close candle. This would be a propulsion block. But if this does not get closed above, then rip to your hopes and dreams of you gambling a setup right before sell side. But that would be a propulsion block because again, it's a order block off an order block. Not yet, but it would be if we close above it. Nope, I would not arrest Scaro. We're too low. The only thing I'm really looking at getting in on a day like this morning is if we hit the sell side and then get along. That's really the only thing. So again, if this becomes an OB, I think it has a much higher chance of working. I'm gonna tape read both here. Again, I'm just trying to teach today. Just rating setups. You guys like when I do. Yeah, you could enter off a propulsion block, of course. Again, unless the candle actually closes above it, it's not a propulsion block. One of the best OBs. So you guys, as you know, a propulsion block is an entry and an order block is an entry. When is the best time to enter them, though? Yeah, inside of fair value gap or inside an inversion. So the general answer would be if it matches up with another PD array. Okay. Or if we get a sweep. can't just take a random OB that doesn't. It's not in a confluence with anything. Who's still holding long here? Let's see. I want to see some accountability. Okay. Leopard, you're long right now? Uh-oh, you know what that means. That's a leopard alert. Leopard is in long. Okay, let's see if I get this. And no close above, then it's not a propulsion block. Cloudy's going all in. Look at this price action, man. Not fun to be trading. And no close above. Rip. Doesn't mean we're not going to close above. We still got a whole nother minute, so. Again, for anyone in long, stop the break even at 17,529.25, right? Just so you guys know. Okay, so stop the break even there, all right, if you're in. And I don't want to tell you when to scale or not scale because I don't know. And yeah, I just, if it's more than 1 to 1R, then I would scale half, right? So this would be 1 to 1R, which would be about, how many points? 1508. That would be, what the hell? That's 20 points? Holy shit. Yeah, maybe I should have taken that. I'm just kidding. You guys don't know what I've taken and not taken this morning, do you? So yeah, that's 20 points. So I'd scale half there. I mean, 20 points is 20 points, and then I just hold the rest still here, which would be wait, it'd be about 45 points. So sorry, I'm just going on Instagram. I like how he left equal highs. Usually a good sign. Yeah, I wish we, again, I'll execute a trade on the screen. Like, I would be executing this right now if we hit the sell side, but we did not. So, for that reason, I am not executing on the screen. Because these setups are all not. If it's an A+ setup, I will. We haven't really got an A++ setup today, so. As much, like, I literally could get in this right now, and this should work, but I want you guys to see it to work for yourself without me actually executing, because that's how you're gonna gain confidence. So, yeah. And I already said, I go, if we turn this into a propulsion block, should this setup work? Yes, it should. And now he left equal highs, which is a really good sign. So, right. As before, I'm like, well, this is a B setup. We have sell set beneath. But then the market feeds me new info, it kind of puts in a potential propulsion block here. And even though this is a B setup here and it's kind of like a 50, 60, 40 setup where, yeah, 60% of the time it will work, I now have a much higher confidence when we put in this propulsion block. And now we've equal highs, which is even a better sign. So it actually kind of goes from like a B setup to, okay, this propulsion block kind of makes this an A setup now. So. Yeah, you could try it if you want. Your average is good enough. I mean, I never pyramid over equal highs, but it's up to you. So there's equal highs. Pyramid entry is when you buy when you're up. So let's say I entered off that propulsion block, which I may or may not have. If we inverse this for value gap, I'm going to average up. And then the target would be here, right? Because this is the end of the LRLR. Typically where it started, and that's where the market will draw to, kind of where it ends. Now, you could target here, but you're asking for a lot at that point. And I think this is a fine RR. I don't think you need any more than this. I think you can be satisfied if you just target this buy side and be happy and end the day. So, our propulsion block is an order block off of an order block. That's why I said, I'm like, if we get a propulsion block here, this should work. Versus here, I was kind of like, this is a B setup. But obviously, when we get a propulsion block here, it's like, okay, now this should work, right? Thank you. I appreciate that, NQ1. And you want to see pretty decent sized candles here going and punching through this buy side. Just Mike, let me ask you a question. When we were at the 2 minute, I said, okay, I like this 2 minute. If it inverses, I'll play it. And we traded away from it. And then we got this, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really like this. We're too close sell side. And then what did I say after that? I go, okay, now I see a propulsion block. If this forms, this should work. So what does that tell you about the 2 minute now? No, it tells me that you should have gotten in when I said this setup should work now at the propulsion block. Not the 2 minute. Now your entry's way late. Because it gave me a more high confidence entry down here. Okay, this is a propulsion block now off of an inverse. Telling me, okay, even though we didn't hit sell side, this is probably going to work now. Right? Does that make sense? Right? My mind shifted. It went from, okay, this is a B setup to, okay, now I see a propulsion block. This setup should work. See how my mind shifted there? And now it makes this 2 minute not a good entry. Easy to say now, Dopius? Thanks, because I did say it in last time as well. You probably missed it. I think you need to listen a little closer, buddy. All right, again, buy side is 17,555.50. And I know Leopard's holding for up here, but I mean, I would not be unhappy selling here. I mean, just, I wouldn't. I'll watch this maybe for a potential long if we get it. That was 40 points. It'll be about 48 if it hits. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, Azar. It only happens when I don't actually execute on the screen. But they're all signal, but they're all like people trying to copy me, so it's fine. I'm not saying that word anymore. Trying to be professional. So I like how you left relative equal highs here. Ideally, you want to see this fair value gap hold. So don't. So what I'd do is I'd probably put a trailing stop if we close on this fair value gap. I'd get out. Theoretically speaking. Theoretically. I'm doing a good job of narrating, right, Walshy? And boom, there's the final target. So there's that. Yeah, and you kind of see how my mind shifts. Okay, I don't like this, but then I see the propulsion block. I'm like, okay, yep, this should not work. Right. So see how the market kind of feeds me new data, and it's just like, okay, well, even though I don't like this because we have sell side, the propulsion block kind of changes a little bit. It's like, okay, well now I know it's probably free trade, you know. So react to the data gives you exactly. So that was about almost a 50-point trade. Yeah, no, I get it, Kennard, but I get it. CL is just not in a tradeable spot right now, in my opinion. I'd wait for this 15-minute to break. So again, I'll execute on the screen when I want to. I'm trying not to right now because I'm trying to get this LLC stuff figured out. So yes, this week I will until I get this LLC and legal stuff figured out. So was anyone not long and then they saw Leopard was long, so they longed? I was like, oh, Leopard's long. No, I'm not. I just want to protect myself, Matt. So you'll just have to react to a private channel later, Jay. And yeah, so. All right, I'm gonna do a little survey feedback. I just want to make sure I was delivering my thoughts clearly today before I get off at 11 o'clock. Hope you learned something today. By the way, it's hard to explain this, but like, I don't know. Maybe it is perfect. Yeah. So I only like to target the LRLR where it's like perfect, and I would consider this perfect. 1 touch, 2 touch, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we probably should go for this. It didn't really look perfect just eyeing it. I mean, this looked a lot more perfect to me. So that's why I only wanted to target like this high. But now that I look at it, I think we do go for this high. I mean, yeah, I was eyeing this. It looked like this was kind of like not perfect, but after kind of drawing a line there, it actually kind of is. So again, it's a good trade. 2.242R. You don't need the target here. It's just a potential target if you want to hold a runner. But I theoretically, if I was in this trade, I would not target there. I gotta work out after this, and then I gotta go to the bank and open a bank account. How many people didn't take a trade and they feel really satisfied? They're like, oh, I don't need to take a trade today. I just kind of learned a bunch of stuff. Right? Good. All right. All right. Let me upload this form real quick. Yeah, I was really talking too loud today. I wanted to be as clear as possible. All right. Yeah, send out the stream to you, or let me send out this. So click the link in the chat right now. I just sent it. So just fill out that real quick. Find. I'll execute this on the screen. I'll take it for you guys. So I would not take this, and I already kind of explained why. But I mean it's an alright setup. But if I'm in from here, why would I get in here? Maybe if I wasn't in, I would. But taking, I'll cover it buy side here. Again, it's not that it's a bad entry. So it's not that it's a bad entry, because it's not, and we do have an OB, which I like. It's just if you can get a really not bad entry from lower, which would have been the propulsion block, then why enter here? I mean, I can see why maybe if you didn't catch this entry, because this is still a valid entry. It's an OB play. I always ask people, do you think this is something I taught you? Yes or no? Yeah, I would say yes. But even if it may be something I taught you, it's like, okay, well, I could have gotten an entry down here and I didn't enter. So it's like, okay, this is just, if this loses, I totally regret it, you know? Right? It's an OB and an IFEG, so it's not a bad setup. But it goes back to, okay, where did everyone get in? They got in down here. So at this point, I'm just chasing price. So it's like, okay, not really ideal. Is it a good setup? Yep. But are you chasing price? Yep. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, what do you want to do? Do you want to chase price on a good setup? Or would you rather wait for the next day? Or again, some people, it's going to be different answer for everyone. So, again, it looks good. I think it's going to work out, but yeah, if you're looking for an OB and IFEG entry, I typically, what you'll do is you'll enter here, because this is forming the OB and it's closing above the inverse. See that? See how it's forming the OB, the candle closes above the OB, so it activates the OB, and it closes above this inversion. Do you see how that? Do you see that signature and price? Is this something I've taught on my YouTube? Yeah, I have. So yes, good job, Dubol. Okay, so I'm gonna move my stop break even here because I want to see this candle accelerate to this high. Okay, so there's the first TP. Nice. Who's in this? And this will be the second TP. And now your stop should definitely be a break even. Well, that's about 40 points right there. I'm not going to tell you in the sell, but yeah, I guess so. I guess the price didn't want to hit sell side, and I kind of saw that, took the new information, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it is a good long. No. Again, look at the momentum of this candle. We want to see this next candle shoot right up just because of this momentum. And if we wick into here, we want to see a very quick reaction. Boom and out. Or just a green candle here. Because when this momentum comes, you want to see a very quick reaction to either the PD array that has the momentum or directly after. Typically, this will not take more than 5 candles to hit this buy side. And if we don't hit it within like 5 candles, probably going to get stopped. Tennessee Dave, that's just a higher time frame thing. Like, I mean, it's just, you know how many attempts it's gonna take to get a play like this? You're probably gonna get stopped out so many times. This is like a home run, very rare play someone will catch, and when they do, they've probably attempted it like 5 times. Does that make sense? I mean, I would say if we inverse this, then I would. But yeah, maybe if we inverse this, I would, but not yet. I mean, you could try to hold a runner for there, be my guest, but no guarantee it hits, you know? All right, so this is really where you want to see a quick in and out. Now, does it really matter what happens here? Yeah, why does it not matter what happens here? If I'm wrong or right about a quick in and out. Yeah, because it's a winning trade anyways, right? Leopard, you're still holding? Oh, sorry. What do you say, Vignesh? I'll reply. I'll reply to you. I'm dealing with something right now. Yeah. I taught a propulsion block on my YouTube a couple videos ago. Remember? You watch it? So you want to see these next two candles really accelerate here. Like this one or the next one hit this buy side. 2, 4, 5, 6. This is the 9th candle. 413. Don't worry about it. If you know, you know. Cue the Jeopardy music. Now I just scroll through Twitter. I have nothing else to do. How many people are going to short this? Anyone? No, someone is. No entry there yet. The volatility is really up right now. You guys can just tell. I mean, this is a 12-point candle. That usually that's like a 5-point candle. Kind of funny. By the way, for anyone wondering why we're kind of rejecting before we actually hit the buy side is because hourly fair value gap. We don't really know where we're gonna reject in that. Did so many people ask me what LRLR is and they just let you have a video on it? How hard is it to go on my YouTube and just search a video? What do you guys think about this setup right here if we got it?
Yo,
Yeah, what's up, Levi?
yo, that long was beautiful, bro. Beautiful. It was great. That shit was so smooth too. Like, oh, that shit was nice.
Yeah.
Everybody should be
John.
leaving. Everybody should be. What's this guy saying? What's John saying?
Hindsight Levi.
No, not hindsight. Chill, chill. But everybody should be leaving chat right now, bro. After that,
Yeah, everyone should be leaving my stream.
take your win and run. The only problem about today is that I feel like it could go all the way up there. That's the only problem.
Dude, who cares?
Literally. I'm done. I was supposed to leave a runner on, but I mistakenly closed everything.
All right. I'm gonna go over this feedback real quick. I'm probably gonna end stream. All right. So let's go over this feedback real quick. Already really happy with this. 1-1, 2-1. Okay, this is awesome. Love this. All right, cool. Yep, that's perfectly fine. You guys got to realize you can't be mad if you didn't take a long because you're waiting for sell side be swept like me at first. You should be very happy with yourself because if you were able to be patient and just not take a play because we didn't hit sell side, that's a really that's a profitable trader every single day of the week. So you can't be mad. Like that's a win in my book. Okay, you got to understand that. Beginning of stream is not good. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yep, cool. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. Well, you'll have to wait for it. You'll have if you want to copy me, you'll have to wait. Then it's not gonna be an everyday thing. Again, I don't care if you're a single bot, but it's might not get in some trades sometimes, which is fine. Like again, I don't really care if you're copying my trades or not. I mean, it's up to you. As long as you're copying my trades and understanding and you having your conviction in them, that's what I want. Okay, you have to have a conviction in the trade I take. Dude, I hate Tony Romo and dude when he commentates for the Bills, it's so annoying. All right. Yeah, I did take an IFG play. It was a propulsion, but it was like a confirmation that an IFG is gonna work. Okay. Excellent. I don't know how to feel about this. I hope. Go Bills. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dude, I don't see the thing is, so why don't I actually try to call like why don't I do this? Why don't I draw a box like this? It's because you're going to get so greedy if you keep trying to go for plays like this all the time. Like, this is good enough. And that's all that matters. Having a good enough play for an eval funded person, whatever you trade on, this is good enough. Can you hold a run until here? Sure. But this is always going to be good enough. You don't need more than that. It's 40 handles. If you can get 40 handles a day on 5 MNQ contracts, that's almost $500,000 a year. Obviously, it's gonna be like 400,000 because you're probably gonna have some losing days. But even like 25 handles a day, 5 MNQ contracts. If you were say you're green every day and you got 25 handles, that's like 300K a year. That's still very good. So, all right. Yeah, so 40, actually it would be a little less, I think. 40. Wait, let me find you guys a post. I'm actually kind of quoting someone right now. Let me link the post real quick. All right. Where's this guy's Twitter? I think some other dude calculated. I think I read the post wrong. Yeah. Because I want to read this post again. Live right now. Come on. Answer me. Saying on train. I just want to see if we get like a high momentum candle through this, I will take one more entry. Is this guy not answering? Someone just commented on my Twitter. Don't even act like you took that. You told us Southside below and would not take that in a live stream because not A+. I don't think they listened to what I said about the propulsion block. Shows you gotta listen to me, man. That propulsion block confirmed it was a better setup. Dude, he's not answering. Why can't I just find this guy's Twitter? Oh, I see it, finally. Alright, here's what the tweet says. It says... Oh, he didn't tweet it. Are you kidding me? It's a different account. Yeah, I'm never gonna find this. Oh well. Yeah. Oh wait, you sent it to me. Oh, Burn sent it to me. Yes, there it is. 150 points per week and 5 micros will get you Oh, it's a trade copy. That's what it was. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. So it's a trade copier. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. And still no goes above that. Yeah, Jay, I do that because I want people to see the signature and price. It doesn't matter if I take it or not. I took the propulsion block. But imagine if I posted the propulsion block entry on Twitter. Everyone would be like, what the hell is he talking about? Right? Because I have so much more. I have a lot of screen time. I cannot draw off of other things when they're kind of combined with something. So I don't want to post a propulsion block entry because people will be, what's a propulsion block? Right? I'm trying to stick to one signature and price you should get down. I don't know. That's the tweet he did. So. And you also wouldn't win every day. I agree. Yeah, so all propulsion block is, guys, is when we get a order block off an order block. So when you see this down close candle get closed above, that's your order block. And then when you see this down close candle above this down close candle, react off of this, and we close above that, this is now a propulsion block. So it's an order block off an order block. So should I count this as 1-for-1 on stream? This entry right here? I don't even know how I should count this. I mean, it was a good entry. I don't know if I would have taken that if I was chasing price. I mean, this is a good entry. Don't get me wrong. Do you guys get what I'm saying about like the mindset of, okay, you see another Firu take an entry lower. Why would you want to enter higher? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a weird mindset. It's like, I don't know how to explain the feeling. So. Yes, exactly. Searching the B setup becomes an A setup because of the propulsion block. Exactly. That's exactly right. Now, it would have already been an A setup if we hit sell side. Does that make sense? Like, this would have been an A setup if we hit sell side, but it's not because we didn't. But this makes it an A plus setup because it's like, okay, yeah, now we're going to run this. No, 1 point is 4 ticks. All right, let me just finish going over the feedback. Okay. Dude, this is like, oh, I'm only up $200 for the day. Dude, I'm so pissed. Dude, listen, that's how you sound. Who cares? Money's money, man. As long as it's positive RR or up 1R, who cares? You can't. What if you took this play here and you didn't sell any here and you got stopped out and because you didn't hit this buy side? Imagine what happens then. Then you'd be mad. You know? So 30 points, 30 points. If you had a plan and you followed it, you're taking you just took money from you just took 30 points from someone else. How does that feel? You just took 30 points from traders all over the world. You probably just owned some 50-year-old trader who's traded for 10 million years. Yeah, I'm good, but no lead. I don't know. I mean, you got to be in the live stream, bro. Everything's in the live stream, nothing else. Oh. Thank you. I'm begging you. I do not care. Kidding. So, dude, this is not funny. See why I'm protecting this? See, I don't even know what to make of this. Like, I can't tell if this is a joke or not. See why I haven't been calling entries lately? Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if they're trying to scare. I mean, I make no promises, and this is not illegal. I actually hired a lawyer, so yeah, I don't even know what to say. Again, if you said this, just know that is not funny at all. Not laughing. Yeah, I'm very serious about this stuff. If this was you and it was a joke, please DM me and just tell me it was, please. Yeah, I know it's not illegal. Don't worry. I already hired a lawyer. I know it's not illegal. He explained what I couldn't do. I can't make promises. I can't be like, you're going to have an 80% win rate from this. That's the only thing I can't do. Yeah, this is, guys, I'm 21. This scares me. You don't realize this scares me. I'm 21 years old, dude. I got my whole life ahead of me. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see someone joke around like this. I may be able to see who wrote this. It's got to be a troll. There's nowhere in my site I mentioned 80% win rate. So. Oh well, I don't really know what to say. Dude, if it's Reek, it's not funny. I don't think Reek would do that though. You guys think this is funny, but I don't really think it's up. All right. I'm gonna go off now. If you want to leave a WAP review, feel free. The link to leave the review. Sorry, I didn't get your question. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Tech, thank you. Person who asked to leave a review, if you can just do it on my WAP if you want. All right, I'll see you guys later. Looks like this price is just being trash right now. So, thank you guys for coming and peace. This will be recorded, by the way, and uploaded later.